Welcome to YNOT on the PCT. Back on the trail, went up and over Kersarge Pass today and now this morning, and now I'm going up Glen Pass, which is pretty as always, but a super steep climb. The original plan had been 5 days to Vermilion Valley Ranch, or VVR, where I've sent a box because it's really hard for Carrie to get into, and so she's going home for a week or so. But there's a bridge out on the way to VVR that to walk around it adds 12.5 miles. So, or actually adds like 15, 12.5 plus 3 or so. So it's like 15.5 or 16. So I'm gonna do that in 6 days, and it requires going over 2 passes that I wouldn't normally go over. But yesterday we went up to Bishop Pass, well, not to where Bishop Pass comes down to, the trailhead, and left a box of food there so that I just have 3 days of food to get to there. I have a box that's in there are bear boxes all over. They leave them at the trailhead, so people that are driving, they're leaving their car, can put anything that's scented in the bear box. So I left a box of food there for 3 days, 3 more days to get to VVR. So that is the plan. Just came up Glen Pass, which is this way. That was a steep climb. I'm gonna go down across the snow there and down towards these lakes down here. Have to cross the river here. Looks like it's fairly deep, but not moving that fast. There's a bunch of mosquitoes around here, so I'm gonna have to be quick changing shoes and taking my pants off and stuff. But this is the next challenge. Today just keeps getting harder. I'm now going through this, looks like an avalanche, and I think I'm gonna go up there. I've had to cross a couple of creeks. One of them, Baxter Creek, was swift enough that I didn't want to put on my water shoes. I wanted to have the traction of my hiking shoes. So I have them on, so then now my hiking shoes are all wet. And it's just been a really super hard, slow trail. And now I'm going through this, which is harder and slower. Up Pincho Pass, going over a little bit of water here. It's just kind of cool. where I'm kind of on top of it, but there's rocks and water underneath. Stuff. Haven't had to go through a couple of snow patches so far. Hopefully there won't be too many. Yesterday I didn't finish walking till 7:45, which has been my latest day. So I was just setting stuff up, setting up my tent, eating, and getting to sleep, and there's really no time to rest or anything. I got going a little earlier today because I didn't have to drive to the trailhead, but it looks like a very similar day. 2 passes, almost exactly the same vertical as yesterday, so I'm expecting it to be another super long day, but also really gorgeous. So first up is Pincho Pass. Well, I'm just about to the top of Pincho Pass. It's just right up there, but I have to go across this snow that I'm not excited about. So I stopped and put the micro spikes on. I'm gonna take it super careful. This is the South Fork of the Kings River that I have to go across. I'm not gonna go across up there. The best thing, and from notes, the best thing is to head to that upended tree root ball in the middle, and it's not supposed to be too bad. Well, I crossed there, and indeed it was okay, just above my knees. I'm doing all these with my hiking shoes on, so my shoes are wet. Now my feet are cold because that was kind of a long ways, but the scary part was that if you slipped, you didn't have a good result because you go over the rocks. But it was pretty good. I never really felt sketchy. So I got that done. Now I have 4 miles up to Mather Pass. Heading up the pass. Really pretty river here. Just had to cross this like a 1/10 of a mile ago. Still just maybe a tiny bit of smoke. So it's not like perfectly clear, but pretty nice. Still descending from Mather Pass. Mather Pass is way back there. And continuing to walk this way. Marmot. Possibly the deer are a little too accustomed to people here. Good morning. Been walking for an hour or so. I didn't hear my alarm this morning because I was camped close enough to a river that was loud enough that I didn't even hear it. It drowned out the alarm, but I only slept like 20 minutes past it or something. So the last 2 days have been really challenging, really hard, very long, lots of up and down, lots of like this poor trail. This is very bad, but I'm doing okay. I'm feeling pretty good. It's physically feel like I'm bouncing back each day and feeling pretty good in the morning. Today's been all downhill so far, so I'll tell more when I start to go up. Today should be a little easier, only one pass, and lots of up and down, but less than the last 2 days, so a little less by Sierra standards. I think I can do this. It's just all mentally staying in a good place is the whole challenge, is most of the challenge here. Because physically it's a physical challenge, but the hardest thing is staying mentally with it. So, but I'm feeling good. Let's see, there's actually lots of mountains and stuff around here, but right now I'm just kind of down in this valley. I have another few miles to go, and then I turn to go up Bishop Pass. There's a walnut grass here, and I saw one baby there. Okay, there are 2 babies up there. Zoom out a little bit so it doesn't jump too much. 3 babies. Down Bishop Pass. Can't really actually see much from the top, so I didn't take much of a picture. Had to go across one patch of snow, but it was all flat, so that was fine, and I think there's no snow down here. Good morning. It's Saturday. This is another, I hadn't really realized it, but another 2-pass day. I'm on the trail between the Bishop Pass trailhead and the Paiute Pass trailhead. And it gets up to 11,700, so it's basically another pass, even though I haven't seen a name for it. So today I'm doing this trail between these 2 trailheads, a little bit of road walk on the other side, and up Paiute Pass. Continues to be spectacular. Also continues to be a lot of bugs. I'm even up here, and now I have the bug net on. And actually no bugs right now, but are not many, but sometimes they're just buzzing all around my head. There's a good fall here. I'm just about to Paiute Pass. Paiute Pass is right there, walking over the snow, but it's really easy, so I'm not even using the micro spikes. This is looking down is where I came from. See, I've come over the snow. Come up here, and then maybe I'll take a quick picture of what's on the other side. And just a couple of minutes later, I'm on top of Paiute Pass, looking out that way. I have to figure out where to camp, because I have a map of where I'm going, but it doesn't have any, since it's not on the PCT, it doesn't have tent sites or anything listed, so I'm actually gonna have to figure it out myself, like the old days. Good morning. It's Sunday. I've been walking for a couple hours. That's the Paiute Creek that I started with. Looks more like a river than a creek to me. I'm walking down the trail to meet the PCT. It's been all downhill today and mostly pretty easy. I had like 3 or 4 times I had to take my shoes off and change shoes to cross the river, cross water. But I did that each time because I'm really trying to keep my feet dry, or at least dry between those things, keep my shoes and socks dry. Today's one pass and like 18 miles. Should be a little easier than the last couple of days, I hope. And it was colder last night. It was probably in the upper 30s. It was 42 inside the tent, which probably means I think it's like 5 degrees colder outside. So that was a little different. At least there were no bugs this morning. So when I was making breakfast and getting stuff together, taking down the tent, there are no bugs. Probably because of the cold. But they're out again. At least they're out when it's like damper and foggier. That's cool, but we're running right across the granite. So, doing live today and tomorrow. Tomorrow I get to Pavilion Valley Ranch, and I need to get. It's a mile and a half off the PCT to get to where you can take a ferry across the lake to BVR. Otherwise, it's like another 5 miles of hiking. So, my goal is to get there by 4 for the ferry tomorrow. So that'll be nice. I'll be able to get a meal and a shower and do laundry, which all sounds very good. That is Sheldon Pass. I have about half a mile to go. Following this river up past a bunch of lakes, and just like so many places, like every place in the Sierra is just huge rocks. On top of Sheldon Pass. I think I'm going to camp by those lakes. I'm not sure, but probably, so that won't be that much longer. This pass was a little easier, just under 11,000 feet. No sketchy parts coming up here. It's pretty much just a good walk up, although long. I was going uphill for a long time. You end up coming up that little canyon right there. And more rock. And there are lots of mosquitoes here. Good morning. Just started walking. I camped just a couple 100 yards that way, right by this lake. Just wanted to show you the sun coming up over the mountains. Everything's just so still. Early morning, a few birds singing, and a few bugs. Today, I only have to walk 14 miles to the ferry landing, where I get the ferry across a little lake to Vermilion Valley Resort, where hopefully I can get a shower and do laundry. If I'm really lucky, I can even stay inside because I think they have some rooms, but I don't have anything reserved. Get a nice meal. So that'll be a good break. I'm feeling really just dirty and everything. All my clothes and everything is feeling dirty, so that'll be nice. And I get a little bit of a break. I was planning to take a full day off there. But I think what I'm going to do is come in on the ferry that leaves at either 4 or 4:45, so I'll get there 5, 6 in the evening. Stay there tomorrow, but then take the that same afternoon ferry back and walk a few miles tomorrow. Because if I don't do that, I take the morning ferry the next day. But the problem is that way I might not start walking until like 11, which is going to be too late to do the distance I need to do in the next 3 days to get to Tuolumne Meadows to have Carrie meet me. It'd be really tight. So I'll do this, take the ferry over this afternoon and then take the same ferry tomorrow out, but still have a day off and a bunch of little time to rest. This is Bear Creek, which I just crossed. It's supposed to be the hardest or the second hardest crossing, and I'm sure glad I did it now and not a month ago, because I did keep my shoes on because I wanted to have a little more sure footing, but it was not scary at all. So that was nice. And the one that's supposed to be the hardest is Evolution Creek, which I think I missed with the detour I did around the bridge that was out. So I think I'm actually past the most challenging water crossings, and I am very thankful that I'm here now. Hello, it's Tuesday. It's actually 5 in the afternoon. Stayed in Vermilion Valley Ranch, VVR, last night. And I was going to take the afternoon ferry over today, which would have had me, would have just started hiking now and just hike for a couple hours. But then I changed my mind, took the morning ferry, which was really not morning because only the small ferry was running. I had to wait for the third pass. It was like afternoon when I started to hike. But I just went just over Silver Pass now, and I'm going to be doing kind of a half day today, which will make the next 3 days easier and make it easier to get into Tuolumne Meadows to see Carrie and have a little more time that day. VVR was really nice. I enjoyed that. Had a couple of meals not cooked by myself. I stayed in a little yurt, so I slept in a bed, had a shower, did laundry, so feel a little refreshed out here now. And now I have like this kind of 3.5 days. So today, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to get into Tuolumne Meadows and then see Carrie again, which will be super cool. This is really the view from up here is pretty great. Although I'm going to be over most of the biggest passes now. Going to be not quite as high mountains moving north, but there's still a couple of big passes ahead. Good morning. It's Wednesday, July 3rd. I've been hiking for a little less than 2 hours, and I'm filming here partly because this is like the first place that I can film without being besieged by bugs, by mosquitoes, since I'm up on this ridge. I don't know if you can see, there's this really cool valley way down there, really pretty valley. I was in that and came switchbacks all the way up to here. It was really buggy down there. Today is going to be a longer day because I want to do like 20 miles or so it will take a while. I have 3 days now to get to Tuolumne Meadows, and at that point I'm done with the John Muir Trail, which the PCT has been essentially the same as the John Muir Trail since Mount Whitney, and that's going to that ends at Tuolumne Meadows. And I'm also going to be getting out of the biggest of the mountains that look like this, the higher passes, the really granite rocky stuff. I think that starts to end at by Tuolumne Meadows, or at least by the day or two after that, which should make the hiking a little easier. Could possibly make the bugs a little bit worse. And I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I've been hiking a long time, and I think that part of me is physically I'm doing great, but I'm kind of ready to be done, getting more ready to be done hiking. Although it's much different than 2 years ago. I'm enjoying it. I think a lot of that is not thinking, oh, I have 2 months to go or something. It also helps that it's just so beautiful here. The bugs are really the only, they're the biggest challenge. I guess there's really challenging trail, some in the snow, some places, but I think I'm mostly past the snow and the worst water crossings. So it's mainly just the bugs now. And there come the bugs, even up here. So I think I'm going to keep moving, because one thing is with the bugs, I'm not really stopping very much, because generally it's like as soon as you stop, they're all over. So it means I just kind of walk with with very few stops. Hopefully when I get to the top of this, I'll see if sometimes at the high points, if it's just all rocky, it's kind of bug free. It was that way at Silver Pass yesterday, and if so, then I'll take a break there. It's the afternoon. It's somewhere over 80 degrees. The last couple hours have been like this, where it's much drier. I did go by a little stream and stopped and eat, and there were a couple of people there I chatted with. I was actually able to get my chair out and sit, and there's almost no bugs. Nice thing about this dry is that it's much less buggy, although with this heat wave and heat, it's like it's definitely warm, but not terrible. At least there is occasional shades like this, so I can take my breaks in the shade. Good morning. It's the 4th of July. It was hot and buggy last night, but so they got going early, and at least have gotten up quite a ways, because it's getting warm again, but at least I'm not down where it's quite as hot. Have to going over Island Pass and then Donahue Pass, although they're not as big as the passes a few days ago. And it's starting to, at least so far, more of the trail has been kind of like this, where it's been almost all up, but it's faster. It's not just like climbing over rocks all the time. So the trail's somewhat easier. It's still really beautiful. The Donahue Pass is the last pass on the John Muir Trail. The last pass before I get to Tuolumne Meadows tomorrow. So doing okay, although I was definitely struggling last night and this morning, just kind of feeling like, not feeling excited. I think a lot of it is the mosquitoes. I think they get me after a while. This is Thousand Island Lake. It doesn't maybe have 1,000 islands, but has a lot. Just another mild island pass, although it's only like 100 feet up, so it's kind of mostly going across here. guess it's somewhere over there. Came from there, a little bit below Donahue Pass. It's probably up there someplace, but this is just a pretty meadow, so I thought I'd do a quick picture of it. On top of Donahue Pass, that's the way I'm going. This is where I came from. I was hoping to be able to take a break here away from bugs, but as soon as I stopped, the bugs were all over. There's no getting away from them today, it seems. Good morning. I'm walked down a bunch, and then I'm going through this valley, and I'm going to come out to that's a cool waterfall up there. Just zoom in on that a bit. And there we go. Just have 11 miles today to get to Tuolumne Meadows, where Carrie's gonna pick me up. There were a lot of bugs last night, and looking ahead at comments and far out, looks like it's gonna be super buggy for a bunch of days, which has me a little down. I'm not so excited about that. Everything else here is nice. It's beautiful. The weather is nice. It's great, but man, the bugs are tough when I just have to dive in the tent and just be in the tent every bit of the time I can. Now, this morning, there were a lot of bugs in the morning, but once I got walking, it's like as long as I keep walking, they're not so bad. So I haven't put on the head net yet, but most of the time I can tell if I stop for very long, there starts to be a lot of bugs around. So that's weighing on me, but I should be to Tuolumne Meadows before noon, have the rest of the today to rest, and then all of tomorrow to rest. So hopefully I'll be a little recharged after that.